What's up, YouTube? Had a strong following on my last video about the deck, and people wanting to see where the deck could go, and various ideas that they had towards the deck, and things that they had done with it, and whatnot. I know a lot of you had asked for dual videos. I haven't gotten that far yet. I wanted to work with the deck some more, um, and tweak issues that I had with it before I wanted to continue that step. Um, so expect this build to start having some dual videos posted up here pretty soon, but I figured I'd give you the profile first. Um, Essentially, it's the same as the last one, um, but I sort of took a more direct route towards things. Some of the just standard draw power that was in the deck, I replaced with various monsters that would go directly into the things that I wanted into my hand. A lot of you had mentioned that the 10 monsters seemed really, really low. If you did playtest the deck at all, I'm sure you found that it actually did work really, really well. Um, but I went ahead and bumped up that monster count um, simply to fulfill areas where I could directly search for what I wanted rather than just blind drawing for it. So starting off, we still have Triple Grimoire. Can't not play Triple Grimoire. Searches whatever the hell you want. Double Tower. Again, Grimoire really is the terraforming, if you need it to be, as well as you can get it back if it's banished by Alma, which they renamed to something, Leadership. Um, it just cycles itself really well. There's no need to play 3 towers. Triple Spellbook of Power. Love the attack boost. Again, turns your monster into a Grimoire, so that's freaking awesome. There's more search power in this deck, honestly, than probably anything to ever exist. One spellbook of control. I did cut this down from 2 to 1. It is the only spellbook change that I made in the main deck. So we're only playing 15 spellbooks now instead of 16. I found myself not liking control very much. I felt like I was banishing more than I wanted to get off one of the effects that the card has, thus making tower unusable the next turn, or not necessarily unusable because you could always put the spellbook of control back, but the things that I wanted to cycle back more so than control, I was having to banish for control. So I cut that down to 1. Still double Necromicon. 1's not enough. 3's too much, in my opinion. Double Wisdom, need your spell and trap support. And double Leadership to bring those banished ones back off of Junon or your Book of Control. Still have Scapegoat, its defense, allows us to manipulate our synchros and whatnot. Foolish is there for Hangman. Staples, Reborn. I did add Dark Hold to this build. Gives it a little more, backbone if something doesn't go right. Just having that all clear to start over is always a good thing. Standard Book of Moon. And I did leave 2 Wonder Wand in the deck. There was one comment on my previous video where someone mentioned that they had cut all the Wonder Wands because they felt like they could never use it the way they wanted to, i.e. with Hangman. And I commented back and I told them that, yeah, but at the same time, you can always equip a Wonder Wand to, like, Junon, attack for 3,000, pop her to draw 2, and then summon another one, which is something I do quite often with it. And I've been thinking about it ever since I commented back on that. I think that was just earlier today. I was like, you know what, I could cut that back just a little bit, as well as cutting the upstarts from the deck for just some more specific things to let me search for what I want when I want it. And then the final 2 spells, double teleport for our Jumper and Psychic Commander. Now, our monster lineup jumped from 10 to 16. We're still playing Triple Junon. She's our boss monster. 2,500, we get to blow shit up. It's always a good thing. Double Hangman, he's our searcher that we can abuse with things like Foolish Burial or synchroing with him, etc. I bumped Magician from 1 to 2. I actually liked finding myself summoning this guy to go get any particular spellbook. I felt like he wasn't a wasted normal, or even set as a defense and let him get run into, but plenty of times I've normaled him and then gone off in other ways from there. So I felt that bumping him up to 2 was actually a really good thing for the deck. Still only playing 1 Temperance. As much as opening Temperance Grimoire has always been like my favorite play with the deck, I feel like he always gets Veilered or he always gets warninged. Um, and more times than not, it's like I use my normal for Temperance, and then can't get the effect off, and he dies. Sadly. So I went ahead and left him at 1. He is still probably my favorite card of the entire archetype. But I just can't find myself playing any more than the 1. I did bump Hermit up to 2. Trying to get into Empress as much as possible. You need to be able to get the 2 level 5s on the field. And getting Hermits out, and then playing just a single spell book, and boom, there's your Empress. A new prophecy monster of the deck, Justice. Justice is sort of the counterpart to Temperance, but seems to not bait the Veiler as often because she's not a direct link to Junon on the field. But with Justice, so long as you played a spell book, you can banish her rather than tribute her. Then you get to add Junon to your hand, as well as any spellbook card. And only one of her can be used per turn. But I really liked her, as well as the fact that she's a level 3 Earth. So not only does she allow me to get to Junon and my spellbooks, but she's a replacement for the instant fusions that I used to have in the deck for the emergency teleport engine. Yes, she's not as fast as being able to, instant fusion and then e-telling and then summon something else. But it made room in the deck, and she serves multiple purposes. Then we have the 2 tuners to work with the E-Telly still, the Psychic Jumper and the Psychic Commander. And finally, Double Veiler. We needed a little bit of effect stop support in the deck, as well as the fact that Effect Veiler is a spellcaster. It's something you can easily put in the graveyard, stopping an opponent's effect, to then turn around and use as easy removal bait for Necromicon. We do have a full extra deck finally. One formula. As rare as it is, Effect Veiler plus Hangman equals draw 1 and search 1. So it can be there. Armory Arm, again, it's sort of filler, but it can happen. Catastor and Beast is level 5s. You can go into these things with Justice and Hermit, Temperance, just whatever you're synchroning with E-Telly. We have a lot of way to get into the Necharias. So, of course, Beast and Barkion, and even up to Landois. Sort of your all-around level 6, we've got Bryo. We can go into Arcanite pretty easy with the level manipulation off of Hermit. All you need to play is Hermit, 1 spell book, and then Emergency Teleport, and you can synchro into Arcanite to blow up 2. Also a great card to combo with the Wonder Wands that are in the deck. 2 level 8s, Standard, Scrap Dragon, and Stardust, and then finally our Exceeds. If seeing the levels that are in the deck, most of the typical things that we have on the field are level 3 or level 7. So our 3s, we've got Zenmain, Leviathan, and Leviair. Leviair seemed like an obvious choice for the deck, being that we can banish things off of Necromicon and then bring them back with Leviair later. And 2 level 7s. For double spellbook plays with Hermit, 1 level 7, rank 7, for the double spellbook plays off Hermit and having possibly a Junon on the field, we essentially have Trigodia's effect / permanent brain control, which is freaking awesome, in a decent sized beat stick with Big Eye. And then the overall boss monster of the entire deck, Prophecy. This is why I add the second Hermit to the deck. Once you have the Hermits out, and drop that spell book, you have Empress, who, once you detach material, shuffle your deck and reveal the top 5 cards, and then you can destroy any number of monsters on the field equal to the number of revealed spell books. Then return them back in any order. So you have this awesome setup, regardless of destruction, and possibly quite a bit of destruction as well, since we do play 15 spell books that get recycled back into the deck by Tower. But the really cool thing about Empress is cards like Starlight Road, Stardust Dragon, Huge Revolution is over. They can't stop her because there's no guarantee at activation that anything will be destroyed. And she can really turn the game around really, really fast. So here's the current update to the deck. Sort of took in a lot of what you guys were saying about feeling like there wasn't enough monsters and whatnot. Yes, I do realize the deck still has no trap support, um, but I really feel like this is one of the decks that never will. If it ever does, it would be Decrees. But let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, subscribe, and here pretty soon I hope to be able to get some duel videos out to you guys. Peace out.